There's a really wonderful message in the show, but each person is going to take a different bit of that message, but all of it's very positive. I think that the way it was cast is brilliant. You have all minority actors that are portraying white people. And I think with the social climate the way it is, it's such an incredibly refreshing idea to do that. And the music is part of the thing that will take the average person that doesn't like theater and will make them come to theater because of the music, and then the story grabs them, especially when you realize that it's our story, it's an American story. So at Hamilton, the drum set is very specific. I have a crash cymbal on the left. We were able to work it out. I utilize 5 snare drums, and each snare drum has a personality. And with the music of Hamilton, the drums create a personality, as does the music that you're hearing, the violins. Each thing is tied to some sort of personality that could be a reoccurring theme. The setup is very special because, you know, the toms are coming down all from the right side. Traditionally, you have a tom in the spot where the electronics are. But for me, the focal point of the drum kit when I was building this kit here in the pit was having the music be as accessible as possible, because that's really the nucleus of the entire setup. If I can't see the music, I'm screwed. I worked from the music, having a big stand because the parts open up quite wide. We then put the electronics underneath, which was, the setup was left over basically from off-Broadway. But there were a couple little alterations that were made. The snare drums, again, there's 5 of them. There's the main snare drum, and most of them are deep, but we have a soprano snare drum, a piccolo snare drum, very low-tuned snare drum with a big fat snare head on top of it. And then there's the pre-Civil War sounding with gut snares on the bottom. And that's sort of the voice of Hamilton. It starts the show, and it's what lets you know certain things are coming in the show. All the drum heads are Remo. I utilize pretty much all the same snare heads, the vintage coated Ambassador on the snare drums. The cymbals are all Sabian, and I have an array of Vic Firth sticks that I use for this, but the main drumstick I use is the 1A. The 1A drumstick is really important to me because of the length of it. It allows me to reach this giant ride cymbal, and because of the way things are set up, to have to work that hard to reach for something just becomes very difficult. So the weight of it, the thickness of it, and the length are really the best part of the stick for me. And it's durable. You know, we're doing 3 hours of a show. It really can take it. I mean, I change sticks, I would say, every other week. They last that long, which is pretty cool. So it's a really wonderful drumstick, and I can use it for any application, whether it's here or somewhere else. So this has become really my main drumstick. The Yamaha DTX Multi-12 pad is crucial as well because it contains the synthetic sounds that we use for Hamilton. And Benny Reiner, our percussionist, has the heaviest job of all dealing with Ableton and the click, but he does anything that you would think is pre-programmed, he's doing that in real time. And I think that's something that Alex wanted to do to not have pre-recorded music, but whatever was pre-recorded, to have it done in real time. So we share the responsibility of playing certain grooves together, where he's on electronics, I'm on acoustic drums. Sometimes he's on electronics and I'm also on electronics. So there's a great aesthetic there sonically that's created, so the multi-12 is really great and it feels great. What I bring to a performance is the ability to blend in several different styles of music, but to blend in authentically. And my approach to the drums is continuously growing, because I haven't mastered any of them, but I continue to study them. I'm always researching and learning so that I can be authentic when I go there.